So guess who I ran into at the Calexico Art Walk by the border? John Lennon. Well, it was John Leo, but he's the closest thing you're gonna get to John Lennon on this side of life.
I've always been a fan of the Beatles. Ever since I was a boy, you know, my mom loved the Beatles, so I pretty much, you know, had it in my DNA already. But I was an actor in Mexico City, and I was chosen to play John for a commercial, for a TV commercial. And everybody was telling me, oh man, you really look like John, you really look like John. And so I said, hey, well, if I kind of look like John and I like the music and I can play the guitar, maybe I should sing his songs. So here I am, that was 10 years ago. To keep developing the character, what I do is I watch his interviews, I see the Imagine movie, you know, he talks a lot, and I see his concerts, and I love the music, so it's effortless for me, honestly, because I love the Beatles so much that, you know, this is what I like. Imagine all the people living for today. Practice, that's the key to it, you know. You have to practice, you have to rehearse, you have to, if you really like this is like another job, you know. You're not gonna hire an architect that didn't study, you know. If you want to build a house and an architect comes and he tells you, you know, I didn't really study, then you wouldn't hire him. So the same thing with music. You really have to practice, you really have to study, you know. Otherwise, people will notice and, you know, they won't hire you. I mean, people are born with talent, but you have to practice, you have to develop it, you know. Yeah. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
In Calexico, I've been talking to John Lennon, and he's got one thing to tell you, to say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody, and it was great being here. I love Calexico. Peace and love.
So talent tip number 2, study your talent.